What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rosier Wrestling. I'm Safe.
And I'm Massa.
And today's a long-awaited Backlash preview. I say long-awaited, but really, the Greatest Royal Rumble was just last Friday, so it doesn't really feel like there's been any time to really digest this card. But nonetheless, we're going to be previewing it.
And you're not alone this time. I just came back from Tennessee, and I was the reason that Kane won the Republican primary, so you're welcome.
So hopefully whoever wins the Democratic primary and Kane, they could have a great Inferno match to decide who should be the mayor of Knox County. But that's besides the point. We're going to be going in to this preview, and looking at this card, it's just like half of these matches have been barely built up.
And I feel like because the timing is terrible, especially with the Greatest Royal Rumble, like it just happened and they really were trying to build that up. That Backlash isn't even built up.
Looking at this card, the tag titles are both not on the line, the Raw and SmackDown tag titles. I don't know. I don't think this is going to be a 4-hour show. I think it's going to be the normal 3 hours. There's a lot of people left off of this card, which I understand.
But also, this is the first dual-branded pay-per-view that isn't a Big Four for a while now. So I feel like this should be a big one, or should be at least something that they're like, okay, we're trying this new thing out, let's make it good. And I feel like they're not on that level yet. It might be like a show like Clash of Champions where we weren't really excited, but it turned out to be a pretty good show, so we never know.
Yeah, I do expect that they're going to add some more matches for the pre-show. Like, I think if they might add a Cruiserweight title match. I haven't really been following 205 Live, so I'm not really sure where that's going. But they could possibly add, like, the New Day in the Bar or something of that nature. Mm-hmm. But let's just go on and just review the matches that have been announced, because we don't want to wait too long. So the first match, Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This was announced on Raw. This is also a match that we saw 2 weeks ago on Raw.
Right.
Who's going to win this match?
I think it's going to be Braun and Bobby. Like, I don't see it any other way. Bobby's a new superstar, and they're trying to build him up. And Braun is just never going to lose, ever, except against Brock Lesnar, which I don't want to talk about. But, yeah, like, I don't really see... This is, again, throwaway match. Like, we don't care. Like, yeah, they're all over.
This was honestly just used to put Braun on the card.
Right.
Because if Braun is going to be your top guy, he's got to be on the card somehow. So I do understand it, but why not just have a singles match with one of either Kevin or Sami? Because we already saw this match. Bobby Lashley, on the other hand,
they're also trying to put him on the card, but again, there's space for him. Like, it's not like we're trying to cram people in.
For Bobby Lashley, I kind of feel like he's not really being treated like the star that he is. So hopefully he doesn't just become an afterthought on Raw, because I do feel that he has... I know he's in his 40s, but he has a lot of potential, and he's in great shape. But yeah, I see Braun and Bobby beating the heels here. Moving on to Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Bryan actually never got a single promo in this whole feud against Big Cass. It's all been kind of like sneak attacks throughout this whole feud. But they're really, they're really high on Big Cass.
But also, I'm okay with that. At first, I was like, why Big Cass is getting all the spotlight? But after the first promo that he put out, I really can see that the time that he took off, he used to improve his promo abilities. He's a lot more charismatic now, and he's actually a pretty good heel. And, his promos on SmackDown really did excite me. And I'm not overhyped about this match, but it seems cool. I personally think that Daniel Bryan might take this one home because he was eliminated in the Rumble by Big Cass. And also, like, bullying.
I don't really see it. I think Big Cass, they're not just going to let him lose immediately. And I think they're going to want this feud to just go on a few more months. So I see that Big Cass getting the shock victory here over Bryan. And really, I'm not really too excited for this match. But if anyone's going to get a good match out of Big Cass, it's going to be Daniel Bryan. So I do expect this will be a decent match. But overall, I do actually think Big Cass is going to get the victory. So moving on now to the United States Championship match. Jeff Hardy defending his title against Randy Orton. I'm really disappointed that it didn't add Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, I feel like Shelton Benjamin has been built up for the past 2 weeks now. He deserves a spot in this match as much as Randy does. Well, he doesn't have a rematch clause, but it's still, he has been doing a lot of...
He did get a victory over Randy a few weeks ago. But I do think that they're possibly going to be looking at a triple threat or a fatal four-way with The Miz at Money in the Bank. So they're just going to have Hardy and Orton here. But as for this match, I'm actually excited for this match. These two guys, when last time they wrestled years ago, I thought it was some great stuff. I know they're a lot older now, but still, I think that they could put on a pretty good match if given the proper amount of time. But as for this match, I actually think Hardy's going to retain, but I actually could see them go with Orton. I don't really think that's like out of the ordinary or something like that. I could see them very well going with Orton. But now moving on to the Intercontinental Championship match, Seth Rollins versus The Miz. I kind of see this only going one way. I mean, are you going to have two mid-card titles on SmackDown? Right. Seth Rollins is going to win this
one. Of course. And the match that happened recently was Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins and Finn Balor are amazing in the ring. And it just shows me, like, these guys are ready for anything. And also, like, with The Miz, you have... He's very good at storytelling as well. So I feel like this match is going to hopefully be great. I don't see Miz really...
I do see this being a great match, but I think the predictability factor kind of takes away from it sometimes. Because, you know, I don't really agree with them doing too much, period. I mean, didn't Miz already basically get his rematch at the Greatest Royal Rumble?
Right.
So I don't really understand this. I see only Seth Rollins winning this. If they go with The Miz, that's going to be a big shock to me. Right. But yeah, Rollins is supremely over, and I do hope that he actually holds on to the title for a little bit, because he definitely deserves it. Moving on now to the Raw Women's title, Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. I do think Nia is going to win, but a little part of me thinks that Alexa's going to get her title back, because I know how much the WWE loves Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I think Nia's going to win too, because of this whole, like, bullying of Nia Jax, and you know it's not cool, but like it's a good storyline, especially with the moment of bliss. Those are hilarious. But I feel like if I actually rather Nia hold the title for a little bit and someone else get a chance to feud, because I'm kind of getting bored of just the same people around the championships. I'm okay with long title reigns and longer storylines, but I feel like change is good, especially with the superstar shakeup. That's kind of what it was intended for. So I kind of do want to see someone else be kind of put into it.
I mean, I'm a fan of Alexa. I think she's a fantastic heel, but she really hasn't improved that much for me in the ring. You know, I can't remember any great Alexa Bliss match. And fine, you don't have to have consistently great matches, but at the same time, I feel like you should give other people a chance, just like you said. But moving on now to the SmackDown Women's title, Carmella versus Charlotte Flair. I think Carmella will retain, but
in like a heelish way.
It's going to be not clean for sure.
Right, of course, because you know Charlotte Flair, she's like the top woman of in the company. They're not gonna just like bury her and give a clean victory to Mella. I think maybe the Iconic Duo might get involved. I actually have a feeling that the Iconic Duo might go against like Asuka and Becky
on the pre-show.
Yeah, on the pre-show, like impromptu match, which I really don't like because it's not really built up, but whatever. But I don't see this match being, or the championship match being, anything super special, because Carmella isn't the best worker in the ring, but of course you never know, Charlotte could pull something great out of her.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I do think that Asuka should be the one to take the title off of Carmella, not Charlotte. But also I think, you know, Carmella, you know, a lot of her time on SmackDown has really been on the sideline.
Right.
So I do think that she should be given that opportunity to thrive now that she's the women's champion.
Right.
So again, similar to Nia, I feel like she should hold the title for a little bit, not just immediately lose it. I mean, because she just won it, so it's only been a second. So moving on now to, I'm guessing it's not. I don't think it's going to be the main event, but definitely one of the marquee matches: Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. This should be a fantastic match.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited. This is probably the match but this is one of the matches that I'm most excited for. I feel like there's just so much story being told, and this has dated back since Halloween. I remember you were actually at the Raw when Samoa Joe came out and, you know, talking trash to Roman Reigns, but sadly got injured again. And it just, back where they left off, they didn't even lose any momentum, I feel like. Of course, Samoa Joe has like some of the greatest
You can
promos.
even say this is going back to even before SummerSlam, because I remember a promo leading up to SummerSlam, he even told Roman that you can't beat me, I have your number. So I do think it's going to be a great match. You know, after this, we're going to see Samoa Joe exclusively on SmackDown. I only see it going Roman Reigns winning, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because I love Joe, and I think that he should be pushed to the moon. But I don't really see Roman losing 3 pay-per-view matches in a row.
I know, and it just, like, I don't know what's going on. Again, as you said once before, like, the whole Roman experiment, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, Brock is the champion still. He's not even on the card.
Moving on now to probably the main event. Hopefully it should be the main event.
Yeah,
Honestly,
if it's not, that would be...
No disqualification match, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. almost certain this match is probably going to get at least half an hour.
Oh, it should, because that WrestleMania dream match wasn't really
Did
a
not
dream.
live up to the hype at all. Here they have the opportunity to really make things better. A lot of people were upset with how the Greatest Royal Rumble ended, but I do understand.
I personally was okay with that. I didn't want a decisive answer because we don't want one to look weak. So they both looked strong, and we had AJ have the upper hand in the end, and then we had SmackDown Shinsuke have the upper hand. So it's very it makes it less predictable, which I like personally. But looking at the card, I feel like there's a lot of title retained. So I actually am thinking that Shinsuke might pick this one up, and also heels are more likely to win on more at B pay-per-views because it's a smaller stage.
Well, that's a good point. I do think that AJ is going to retain here. I think they're going all in on AJ for holding the title for a little bit, which I don't necessarily agree with because I do think it's time to really strike with this whole Shinsuke experiment. And if AJ wins, I'm not saying Shinsuke is just going to fall off the face of the earth, but if he doesn't win the Money in the Bank next month, then I don't really know what the whole point of Shinsuke getting this whole push is, because he wins the Rumble, then he loses again. It's just it doesn't really make sense to me. So I do personally hope Shinsuke wins, but if not, I think the only way to redeem it is for him to win the Money in the Bank. But yeah, overall, I'm not super excited for Backlash, but it could surprise just like you said. But overall, tell us what you guys thought of our predictions, and tell us your predictions in the comment section below.
And also, check out tomorrow's video, and I'm doing a makeup inspiration for Miss Elizabeth. A few days ago was, I think, the 15th anniversary of her passing, so paying kind of homage to her. I'm really excited for this look, so definitely check that out tomorrow. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Rosie Wrestling, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Bye!